I think I'm live. This is amazing. How is everyone? This is like brand new. This is like learning technology for me. So it's great when I'm on other people's shows because they take care of all this technological stuff, and I just have to show up. But here I am doing it all on my own. And yeah, so I hope this is working because I'm not. If anyone's in the chat, say hi to me. I would so I can make sure that I connected all the dots right. And there's Michael. Michael, hello, Michael. Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael. So can you hear me? Okay, is everything streaming fine? Is it good? Oh, he can hear me, so that's a good sign. Hi, Marianne. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Phew. Well, let's get started because welcome to Ask Lewis. This is I said I was going to do it. I pulled the plug to drain my procrastination and everything else, and here I am. And I hope that this is going to be a weekly thing that we get to connect and talk things spiritually and anything else. And hi, Krista. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. And thanks, Michael. So I wanted to look at the premise of what I wanted to do because I feel like there's way more than just about asking specific questions for your life. And I'm love doing them. Like, obviously I love doing it because that's what I do for a living. But I also wanted to give a different perspective on how we can connect and that sort of thing. So I'm trying out something and I am open to suggestions. So if you have any kind of thing that you want me to talk about or bring up in future shows, please put them in the comments or whatever. But my thought about tonight anyway is about Ask Lewis. So think about that old news column with Dear Abbie, and Dear Abbie would help answer people's life dilemmas, like my boyfriend wants to quit smoking, will he be able to, that sort of thing. So it's kind of like in the lane of a prediction, but I want it to be more about, like, for example, you can ask me about like how the universe works, or what heaven's like, or that sort of things, and in that way I'm hoping to educate you, and hopefully I'll be learning as well, because that's what I love to do. I love to be able to learn and adapt. So there was what is the meaning of life? You know what? I'm going to bring Michael in. Michael, I'm going to send you a link. Come on in. We'll have the meaning of life discussion together. So I'll just wait for you to pop on in. And if you've watched podcasts with me in them before, you're going to know Michael. And it's going to be interesting that we're flipped now, and he's going to be my very first guest. So I'll just wait for him to come on, and we will discuss the meaning of life, because I do have a perspective on it. And there he is. Let's bring him up. There he is, live with Champers.
I know. I just picked him up and brought him in. Now, I don't know if you can do this since I'm going to help you out here. You've got us all here, but there's also, you can figure out the way you want your cameras to be. For instance, you can have it big like this, or you can have them horizontal or vertical, and you can experiment. See, there you go.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah. And I had to turn off the other television. I had to turn off the other monitor because I was getting both things in. So I had to go wake up this one. He was making in the other room.
It was time for him to have a cuddle.
Right. Anyway, so Lewis, you did good. I'm proud of you. That was really, really cool. Hey, Marianne Spellman.
Yeah.
and Susan Dell and all
Susan
those
Dell,
people.
do you believe?
Wow.
Yes, I do believe in spiritual numbers. In fact, I'm working through a number, and it involves fours. And it's been a little bit of a theme for me lately of picking up 4. What time is it? 444. Getting the grocery bill, and it's $44.14. Stuff like that. And that was like for two things.
I get 222, constantly 222. I get 222 and 333.
So 222 is rebuilding,
Okay.
and 333 is about transition. It's not about new beginnings, because that's 111. So new beginnings are 111. So it's beginning of the cycle. It's beginning of a life cycle.
Uh-huh.
And my 444 is about adjustment and changes.
Oh, cool. What is
So
333?
333 is about moving forward. It's
Huh.
about implementing the change that you had, and being able to start putting those pieces together so that you get to move forward in life.
And 444 is, I get that too.
444 is transitions and change.
Gotcha.
So what might have worked before doesn't necessarily work now, and it's time to adjust and figure out what you need to do to move forward. And then when you have 666, for example, 666 is all about the business. So is eights, but eights is also about the balance of life. So yeah, there's a lot of different meanings to numbers and numerology and that sort of thing. And I'm not a numerologist,
Right.
but I do have a basic understanding, at least from an energy standpoint, of what numbers work and how they affect everyone.
Right.
I remember that, Vanessa. Your number 4 is your lucky number. So Vanessa's one of my aunts. So
Wait, I mean, so when did you promote this? How long ago did you promote? I mean, I
this
saw
morning.
it. Okay, so you did this morning.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like once you start getting this down, like I went on earlier, but it was like I just did it.
Right.
But usually, like when you're coming on the show, most of the times I give them a day, a one up, or even a few days. Sometimes it's a week. And it gets it, especially what happens is it'll go to people's Facebooks in advance. And then and then it will also go to YouTube if they're on your YouTube, if you have that signed up as well. And the YouTube sends out, messages. But what happens is with Facebook, if you are signed up, and I believe what happens is Facebook will let you know that it's coming up in 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Right,
and then it does a countdown. So, those are things that that you'll get used to it, Lewis. You're good on camera. You're not going to have a problem.
I like to wing it. I like to wing it. I don't like prepared anything.
I mean, I get prepared on some things, but I wing it. I mean, that's my middle name as well. And but yeah, once you play with it and start understanding how you do things, and like you said, you have music. It's like, for instance, when we were talking about the banner, like instead of just coming on cold turkey, you can put the banner up and have the music playing, and in just 5 minutes, Lewis will be here. You know what I mean? So do you remember how when I opened the show, that's Estertainment with the 20th Century Fox thing? That's a banner. But you can start your show like that. You can create, it's Lewis Maybe time. And when it goes live, you can actually have your commercial, your intro, your theme.
Transition.
Do that and then transition to boom, here I am. Bada bum. It just gives people, it's just so that you don't have to go cold turkey. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Oh, look at that. You got some.
Hi,
oh, look at you. You got 14 people.
I do. Not bad, huh? For my first time out of the gate.
Not bad at all, Lewis.
No,
look at
I'm
that.
happy with that. So send some highs, send some love, send some thumbs up.
Exactly. And do you know how to click? Like, for instance, Dawn says, "Hi, you two. Great to see you." If you click on her name, click on her message. There it is. So when people have questions, I like.
That's how you do it.
Yes, Lewis, you have spiritual numbers, and then see. So when you were on my show and people ask the questions, I would put that up.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and you can see it and do it, and it just allows you to let everybody else see which question you're on at that time,
Right.
and then
Hi,
you go to
Debbie.
do the next one. Pretty
Debbie's
cool, huh?
another aunt of mine.
Hi, Debbie, Aunt Debbie.
And there's Carla. She's joining us.
Kale, Pishin.
And Gail. Good to see you. Thanks very much,
Wow.
Gail. I'll pay you later.
Good to see your lovely faces. Oh, that's great. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You even got more people now. There you
Yeah.
go.
So
But
let's talk about the meaning of life.
oh, Lewis, I was just being
No,
funny.
seriously, because this is a really great thing that I think a lot of people need to understand, because 2024 is going to be huge crossroads for most of the population of the world.
Right.
And they're going to be questioning what the F happened. Now, it's going to be a good year
Right.
because there's a lot of resolution coming, a lot of truth coming out. But when we've been lied to for so long, it
Right.
puts people in a crossroads, because it's like, now what do I believe?
Right.
And here's my Uncle Dean. Wow. I'm
They're all
getting the love. I
Dean
love this.
baby.
I love my family so supporting me. That's awesome.
Awesome.
So the meaning of life changes, and it's not necessarily the same for everyone, because we all have life themes. We all come down in our human, or we come down as a celestial energy,
Mhm.
and we get into these bodies that we are encompassing now.
Mhm.
And we pick, as a soul, we pick our themes. Thanks for coming in, Deb. We'll talk soon. And we pick our themes and we go about our life, and so the meaning of life has a different meaning for everyone, but
Right.
we're spiritual by nature but human by design.
Mhm.
And so with everyone's life meanings is about, like, some people get married, some people don't. That's their meaning of life. So the little ticks that they have on their life chart is their
Mhm.
meaning of life. And so some of us have more challenging lives, some of us has easier lives, some of us are
Mhm.
rich, some of us are poor, but it's about how do we interpret as a human and deal with the human emotions, because when we are in spirit form, we don't take on the human emotion.
Right.
Like, for example, who wants to have cancer? No one wants to have
Right.
cancer. But as
No.
a soul, that soul is like, okay, well, we need to learn how to deal with humans with cancer, so
Mhm.
that when we go back and we are guiding them, we know what's going on. So
Right.
therefore, a soul will write cancer into their life chart, and in their next body life chart. And
Right.
so this is going to, and people, because our human emotion takes over, a lot of people don't understand that why would a soul that's all full of love and peace want to
Mhm.
pick a devastating disease like cancer? Well, it's not
Right.
because it's emotional attachment to it. It's more so about taking the learning that person had when they separate from their body. They take it back to home, because this is boarding school.
Hey.
Earth is boarding school. We're only here to learn, and then when we're done learning, we go back home. And so when we go back home and we become that spirit soul again, then we can decide if we're going to attach ourselves to other humans that are down, and guide them as a spirit, or that we're going to go and do other things in the home world.
Right.
So I love the fact that you asked that, even though you were joking,
Right.
because are um, a lot of people are thinking that the meaning of life is singular, but there's
Mhm.
many layers to it. So,
Gotcha.
and Dawn has a really good question. Can we change our life contract while in our skin suit? Um, yes and no. And again, this is another kind of controversial kind of vibe, because a lot of humans are thinking with the emotional situations of life. So
Mhm.
with that, and this is more so about suicide.
Mhm.
So there's two kinds of suicide, or two main kinds of suicide. The one kind is that the soul actually writes in the taking of own life in the contract,
Mm-hmm.
and even though it's still sad as for us humans that when this happens to someone that we love, it's actually someone completing their life. And so thumbs up, they got it. Congratulations, you passed. Now you get to go home. The other one is about um, the other kind of suicide is when a soul takes on way too much. So they jam pack their life with so many incidents and episodes and turmoil and all that sort of thing, because again, they're not thinking, they don't plan a life on an emotional level, they plan it to
Mm-hmm.
learn. And so when the human gets born and that soul's starting to go through their lives,
Right.
that it becomes overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they have to do is they have to exit quickly
Mm-hmm.
to readjust the life chart. So exiting means a form of suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Exiting this life, readjusting the chart to simplify it a little bit more, and then get reborn
Gotcha.
to to complete that, to complete some of the contract. So so yes, it is a yes or no kind of answer. But and we also have free will. So there's a, even though it's like some people might be destined to have two children or three marriages or a
Mm-hmm.
certain amount of money, as humans we still have free will. And so with free will, what you're going to find is that if you're resistant to the learning process of what the soul needs to learn,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to basically go off your path. You're going to derail. And so you're trying to change the life contract because you're not, fear takes over, procrastination, whatever. Something takes over and you're constantly trying to derail yourself because you've you don't think you can do it, you don't think you'll be successful, and you don't think that it matters.
Right.
But so there is a way to bend the life contract, but at the end of the day, before you leave us, you are going to have to learn the lesson.
Hmm.
and and so it's not just a simple like readjustments. um so yeah. Oh, Don keeps on writing, let's do
There
it.
she is. I was like, why?
Is the Ashtic records already written for your lifetime, like a book with chapters, or is it written as you go through life? Um, think of the Ashtic records as point guards, and it's like what you do is you kind of fill in the blanks with the before and the after the human life. So
Mm-hmm.
before the life, you look at the Ashtic records to see what your soul in a former life has done or needs to do, and then you start filling that in. And then after you have the current life and you go back home, you fill in the Ashtic records with what was accomplished, and if you need any kind of points for that soul's next life, whenever, however. So it 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 is a work in progress kind of thing, but it's also something that we have the points on so that you can look at it as a soul perspective and grow from and learn from. Um, so yeah, sorry, I'm getting used to this. All this moving parts. So if I pause, it's because I'm reading a comment, and usually Michael's able to read the comment while I keep on talking. But it's
Right. So
more
I keep it
reversal,
going.
right?
No, look
So
at that. You keep adding people to the show. You're not
awesome.
going down, which is good. You know.
Yep. Judy wants to know if I have a fear about my granddaughter not getting a job. Well, I mean, okay, so this is very much about. I understand your fear, Judy, and of course it's real because you want, your family, your loved ones to succeed. But this is about what your granddaughter is willing to do to align herself with a job. And it doesn't need to be the right job. It just needs to be something that she is going to put the effort in, because you're putting in way too much effort about the worry. And so that energy of the worry might actually kind of block her from from finding that job, because she's going to be focusing on the worrying part that's coming from you. And I know you don't do it intentionally, but that's energy. Energy attracts energy. So if your granddaughter's already living in fear and you're putting a little bit of fear out there, those two fears will collide. And so what I would love for you to do, instead of having a fear about your granddaughter not getting a job, envision her with her ideal dream job. You don't need to be putting her at the checkout counter or behind a Starbucks counter, whatever. You don't need to do that. Just put that energy out there that she's going to find the job that she deserves and that she desires. And just keep focusing on that and throw that energy out there. And hopefully she'll pick up that energy and she'll move that forward. So, but thank you for that question.
Hey, Lewis, I'm going to run. I'll be right back. I have to take him out because he has to go winky tink.
Yep. All right.
So what you can do is, while I'm gone, is go to full screen. Yep. Unless you just want to look at an empty ass where my butt was.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I'll be back.
Okay. Have fun. So, Gail, when we have a contract with a soul family, do we have to come back or can we work as a guide? That's an awesome question. And the answer is we can come back if we choose to, or we can stay and on the other side and be able to help guide our loved ones, that sort of thing. Think of clans. We, as souls, we tend to stick to the same soul groups, but the relationships might change from life to life. So your mother in this life might have been your sister in a previous life. The milkman will always be someone that filters in and out of your life, but won't have a specific meaning or destination behind it unless you're sleeping with the milkman. So we do have like these pods that we do stick to, so that therefore when everyone is born or everyone's interacted with one another, it's kind of like this, our souls are like, oh yeah, I recognize you, I remember you, even though we don't have the necessarily the knowledge of a past life with them. And some do, but yeah, so we can hang back and just say, I've had enough right now. I'm going to put my life, my human life on pause, or whatever, and then just focus on doing guiding and that sort of thing. Susan says, are there books you recommend for reading to understand some of this? I don't know any off the top of my head. And the reason why I would be hesitant for that is because there's a lot of ego in the spiritual realm. For example, and I was told this by several people that take courses and all that sort of thing. And I have nothing against courses and anything else like that. But my understanding of energy is that energy has no boundaries, no limitations. You know, energy can go through our physical walls with freedom and ease. We can't, because we're not that kind of energy. We will be once we get rid of the body. But so one of the things that was told, like when you meditate, don't cross your legs because you're blocking energy. I think that's hooey, because energy doesn't care if a human crosses its legs or its arms or is double jointed or whatever. Energy is energy and it's free flowing. And so what you're putting out, you're giving back in return. So if you think that there's no blockage, then there's no blockage. You know, does that mean everyone's going to win $1 million because that's what they desire? No, but I feel like that there are people that have a lot of great information out there, but I also feel like what I've seen from what I've researched and that sort of thing, there's a lot of ego out there, and it's like, you got to do it my way. So I think, Susan, the best thing to do is go to the self-help or the spiritual or whatever group there is in like Indigo chapters, Barnes and Nobles, and just pick up a book with your left hand, because everything comes in through your left and leaves through your right. So pick up a book with your left hand, maybe walk around with it, see how it feels. Does it feel good? Is it attracting you? And if it's a yes, then go ahead and buy it. Go and read it. So That's how I even pick out books to this day. I love physical books. So I'll go and I'll grab one and walk around with it for a bit, maybe flip open pages, read a couple of things. And then, and if it resonates, I buy it. So that's what I would do, Susan. You're welcome, Judy. Oh, I like this one, Gail. Can I get a job in the afterlife taking care of pets until their owners show up? Absolutely. I always say, like, home, the afterlife, the other side, heaven, whatever you want to call it. It's not like there's cherubs strumming harps all day long. There's functionality of souls, because they come here to learn about the human experience, but they also want to expand their knowledge. And I'm going to throw this out here. Souls aren't just specifically for us humans. There's other life forces and beings out there that is all collective and all of one. And so, after we go through our human phase, a soul can choose to go into another kind of species and life form and work how that life is. So, but you can definitely, because there's a quadrant for animals, because animals don't become humans and vice versa. So there's a quadrant in the afterlife that is specifically where our fur babies go to and congregate. But yet they're free to roam, and we're free to roam with them. But they do have a quadrant because their energy is different from our energy. Even though they're all in soul form, there's a different slight vibration with that. So it's easier for them to stick to their kind of vibe. But again, we all mingle freely and all that sort of thing. So, but yep, I'll put in a good word to you tonight when I do some meditation. How's that, Gail? Krista, what would a soul learn if they pass away as an infant? Why would that be a choice one might decide to choose that for that life? Krista, that's an amazing question, because and this is exactly what I'm talking about with the human emotional connection. As a human, who would want to have an infant die? They have a whole life in front of them. But again, most times when I do readings, when I'm, especially when I'm dealing with young children deaths or miscarriages or that sort of thing, it's very much about completing their life. Sometimes souls don't think that they need to grow old to be 80 or 90 or 60 or whatever. And just the mere fact of, for example, when someone miscarries, sometimes that is a soul going, thank you very much. I've learned what I needed to learn. I now I understand the process of miscarriage, and now I can go back home, check mark beside life lived, because they did live a life, even though it's not necessarily being birthed, and then they can attach themselves to someone else that might have attached to a human that they have to guide them with processing the miscarriage or an infant death. So there is learning with a death of an infant, always, and sometimes there's just accidents, but most of the times from my reading experience, and I've been doing readings professionally, like as work, for 30 plus years. Oh my God. But I'm not old. So yeah, but thank you very much, Krista. That is a great question. Karen, do you see a relationship for me? Karen, the reason why I'm chuckling, Karen, is because as soon as I tapped into that energy, it's like, you got to get out. You got to get out there. You got to shake what your mama gave you. And it's just, there's just this, really cool vision I have for you about like being free, and it's kind of like dance like no one's watching kind of vibe. So absolutely, um there's something of a connection piece for you with someone, but get out there and shake what your mama gave you. So thank you for that. Oh, Michael's back, and I will bring him back up so that we can banter.
Hey,
Welcome
I had to go
back.
put on a sweater. It's a
Oh, are
little
you cold?
chilly here today, so
Ah,
it's like, I mean, for you it's a heat wave, but here
right.
it's
Exactly.
it was a little it's 62, so I was like,
Oh,
ah.
hmm.
So I switched. I put on a sweater. I fed Champers and got him out and brought him back in. But anyway, look at you. I came back and you even have more people.
Oh, do I? I'm not even really paying attention. I'm just in the zone. So
I know, but you've kept moving up with the amount of people in the room, so that's good.
oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Welcome back, Vanessa.
Anybody I know in? Huh?
Not yet. Um, Lorraine, will I be getting work in the near future? Yeah, yeah, I think you will be. It's going to be a surprise for you because it's not necessarily what you might expect, but I feel like you kind of like warm up to it, and through that warming up, it's kind of like, now I can see connections, and now I can see how I can grow. So I like that a lot. Um, Will Hicks, massage school. Will is one of my favorite peoples. There's bells. Was that your bell going off?
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Because I'm
Sorry.
like going, wait a second, who's visiting?
No, it's somebody keeps messaging me, and
Ah,
and it's like, okay, honey, enough.
right.
Actually, let me
So
see if I
Will's one
took.
of my favorite people. Will is actually one of my earliest clients.
Oh, he's
He
cute. Look at that little face. Look at his
he's
little
he,
puttums.
Will's adorable, and he's a phenomenal fitness guru.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, like you want to learn how to get in shape, connect with Will, please.
Wow.
Um, Massage school, yay or nay? I'm always on board for schooling, but you don't need it, Noel. Focus on your sweet spot. You know that. Barb, hi Lewis. Is the number 13 a lucky number? I see it all the time. Yeah, for you it is. I think again, holding energy is what can can have a good experience or a bad experience. So if you feel that the number 13 is lucky, then it's going to be lucky for you because you're putting that energy out there. But if you're afraid of 13, I'm not saying nothing specifically devastating is going to happen, but you'll always have that niggle of like back away, instead of being curious about why is this always coming up for me. So please embrace it, Barb, and like even open your arms up even wider and see where the connection with 13 can go to. So yeah.
I hear
Oh,
a
and
cat.
my cat Cleo is
Oh,
like,
is that your cat?
yeah, she's like right here, and she's like, oh, I'm deciding that I'm not going to ignore you right now, like she did for all like today.
Right.
and so she's like right here, and she's like, pay attention to me. So I'm
Right.
surprised that she's not even singing yet because she likes to sing lately. So Susan, will I be a grandmother this year? I'm not sure birth grandmother, but I feel like, yeah, there's something going on with getting babies. So, yeah. Tim, I hear songs and strongly feel loved ones that have passed with me. Is that music just gives me an emotional connection to the past? Um, that's a layered question, or that's a layered answer. And Tim, so some people can read, but they have to hold on to an object to dial into the energy of the person or the object or whatever. You connect with empathic energy through music regardless. So even if a song that you don't even enjoy listening to, you're kind of like going into the vibe of picking up on the empathic energy. So as if you get a niggle about like a song and it reminds you of your grandmother or a loved one or whatever, then yes, that's the connection. But for you specifically, Tim, it's like all over the map when it comes to music and picking up on people's shit. So and because you are a jumper and you love to help people, that I would even work on creating healthy boundaries. So with that, but please always have music going in the background, whatever the case may be. So absolutely. Thanks for the question. Joanne, are you in New York or in LA? Any health concerns for me you see? I yes, but I feel like they're like more tweaking than anything else. So it's kind of like something might be bent with health, but it's not broken. So to me, it's like just really pay attention, see how, if you need to be on medications, how they're affecting your body, how they're affecting your flow, all that sort of thing, and ask a lot of questions about medical care. So yeah, you're very welcome, Will, anytime. Now get your ass in gear. Carla, going to be a grandma soon. Can you see if it's a male or female? Do you see me starting something new? Ooh, this is interesting. So, is it? It's interesting. So this is a little bit confusing for me because there's a lot of emotional energy, which is typically female, but there's also a lot of masculine energy. So the female will be headstrong. So I do feel like it's more towards the female, but you will have a little girl to reckon with. So, and yes, I see you starting something new, honestly, and flourishing. It's almost like it's a distraction for you to get your focus back to enjoying life and feeling like you're participating in life again. So absolutely. Hey, Adrian.
You keep going
How
up,
are
Lewis.
you? Am I?
Oh, yes. I was like, get down with your badass self.
I like that.
What?
I like that. Like I said, I'm just like so in the zone. I'm not even watching. And then when you say you're
Right?
going up, I look. I'm like, oh yeah. So you're welcome, Barb. Thanks, Vanessa. Oh, thank you, Adrian. That's very nice of you. I
When's
have
your
a birthday
birthday?
on my birthday's on Monday. So
Is that why we've been having earthquake rattles here in the Los Angeles area? Is
no,
it like with tremors?
that's just your old age.
Right. Oh my God, that's right. Your birthday is coming up. Like,
That's right. And
yeah.
anyone that watches Michael and I on his channel, we are always in a banter. We know how to feed off of one another and be nasty. But it's all in good fun and all in love. Like
I know, and he's coming here to visit. Oh,
I
God.
know, right?
You're coming next month. What, the 15th?
I'll land on
What
the
day?
17th. 17th.
17th of March.
Yep.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, that's right. Oh, cool. I'll be
Oh,
wearing
a Gaelic arrives.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute.
You have it?
I thought I had the drum roll. There it is. Hey, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Gail again. Gail, you are on fire. I love this. If a soul decides to go to another planet and species, is it then breaking a soul family contract and not completing in the helping of those souls, or is it an expansion for all? I hope that makes sense, and it does make sense. So it's kind of like, I don't know, Michael, you'll help me with this. No one gets left behind. Where is that from?
Cocoon?
No. Anyway, so
no one gets left behind.
so what happens is we all tend to kind of migrate in our pods. One or two might decide to go ahead or whatever, but we do try to not leave anyone behind. So, and it's a decision that is being made within the pod, within the soul group, and so it will be an expansion for all. But we don't flip. We don't have a human life and then another species life and then come back to human. We complete the mission first with human life or another species life, and then we go into the next thing. So so you will be able to migrate and move forward into other species life. So yeah, my gosh, the scrolling is amazing. Krista, is there anything I can do to increase communications with those that have passed on? Yes, leave it alone. Let it come to you. When we start to focus too much on trying to get connections, that comes into our ego, and our ego is going to always disrupt the flow of energy, because it's like, I want this to happen, but what if it's not supposed to happen the way you want it to happen? And quite frankly, some spirits aren't able to be physical again. They may not be able to whisper in your ear or tap you on the shoulder. They might decide that they're going to make the birds sing in the trees, and that's the sign. So instead of trying to increase the communication, let it go and just accept, and don't get into was that a sign? Was that a sign? Just know that you will know when there is a sign. And so you're going to find that the more that you let go, because when I do readings, I don't process. Because many times I'll say in a reading, I don't know what this means, but here it is. And the person I'm reading for is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, good, because it isn't for me. So please don't try to process. And then you'll find that the connection becomes stronger. So thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Sue. You're welcome, Carla. Thank you, Mariana, for the birthday wishes. And here's another family member. Hello, my Aunt Peggy. And she has a question. Hello, this is my first time listening in. So this is my first time doing it. So is there anything happening for me that hasn't been happening in the last 2 years? By the way, happy early birthday. It's interesting because you're going to see your family dynamic change for the better. It's already turning, but it's not needing to be seen yet. And so as long as you are continuing to have the patience around this, you're going to see a surprise, but yet you will recognize it not as a surprise, but more so as it's about time. So yes, there is things that are happening for you, but you're kind of like waiting for the bus still, which is fine. Go get distracted to do something fun. And you will definitely understand when that change happens in this year. I believe it's going to happen this year. So yeah.
More people.
I love it.
I'm just watching.
And this is just on Facebook. Like it's not even streaming to Instagram or YouTube.
It's like when you come on my page and you don't, and I have all the other things put in, and they know your butt from my page, and they come
exactly.
Yeah.
Christine Swick, are you my family Swick? I think you are, Christine.
Swick family Robinson.
That's right. Is there something specific you do to stop yourself from seeing people's lives without their permission? I imagine that it must be difficult to block sometimes. Yep. Even though I'm a psychic and I can tap into energy like that, I also am human and I still need to live my life. I still need to fall down. I still need to, whatever. So I kind of I use the dimmer switch analogy. So when I'm on full blast, lights on, cameras up, whatever. But then when it's just me, then I dim the switch. I can still hear it way back here, but it's not right in front of me saying, pay attention to me. Now, there's times like, for example, if the mall is really busy or crowds, and like I hate Christmas crowds because everyone is upset, angry, frustrated, like whatever. So I always end up shopping by October. I'm done usually with the Christmas shopping because I do not want to be in any kind of situation in December. So yeah, I do have a way to tone it out, and I don't have to pay attention to it. It takes practice, it took practice, but now I can just go about my day like normal. So yeah. Pam, is everything going to calm down, or do I need to make an immediate decision? Things will calm down, but you got to crack the whip. Exactly. Do you have one of those?
I'm looking.
Okay.
Nope, just a rim shot.
Okay. There you go. Thank you, Susan, Lilo and Stitch. I knew there was something. I couldn't remember though who. Karen, one more question. Lois, is Carrie happy with the decision we've made? Any messages from Maddie and Logan? Carrie will get happy with the decisions. I think, like when someone says, oh, they're licking their wounds kind of vibe, that's what it kind of feels like. It needs to sink in. It needs to percolate and make a little bit more sense on Carrie's version of making sense. So yeah. Any message from Maddie and Logan? What's with the connection with Maddie anyway about wanting to present flowers with you? And it's a mixed bouquet and it's also mixed colors. So typically flowers for me, the sign that when spirit has flowers to give to someone is about, please go and be happy. Like this is your opportunity to have joy in your life again. So I think, Maddie, that's what the message is for you, is to please go and create your happiness, go be happy and be joyful and live your life, and not don't be focusing on everyone else's life and trying to push them past finish lines that don't include you. And I think, and Logan's just doing this. So I think that's the message. So Mariana, I am looking to buy another bookkeeping business. The owner is on the fence when it comes to selling. Will she decide to sell her business this way? Interesting, because yes, but you got to basically tell her, sell it. Don't, like, this is not, she needs to be told what to do. And I feel like you have to just kind of like reassure her that her baby's grown up and it's time for her to move on and blah, 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 blah. But not in a forceful way of sell it, but at the same time, forceful in the sense of, come on, get going, get out, get on with your life. So yes, but like that. So hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Steve's wife. Yes, I knew it. So
I just love reading all the things scrolling through.
Right?
I'm just like, people, I'm just hanging in. I'm as
You're
first.
you're just like, yeah.
I'm
like,
just here.
But you know what? You're kind of like my emotional support dog.
Oh, you took down. Okay, so I see what you did. So you have more screenplays. You took down our names.
Oh, did we? Oh no, I didn't. I didn't take down your name.
Yeah,
I just welcomed you back in. How do I get?
No, but I don't know how that works.
Hang on, let me see if I can get your banner.
No, it's fine, because what happened was it's less space. Like, you're welcome to ask Lewis, but you know how.
Well, maybe it's because of this.
No.
Oh, maybe because I have a comment up.
No.
See.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I had a comment up.
Never mind.
All right. So let me do a little plug, since Michael has graciously agreed to be my first.
I don't need a plug.
So Michael, if you don't know, he is Esther Goldberg. He is also Paul Lynn. You can see part of his poster behind you about the Paul Lynn show. Paul Lynn has been gaining a lot of traction, and I would strongly suggest that you go follow his Facebook page. You can type it into the thing if you want, Michael, because I don't know it. I just follow it.
Right. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it. Okay. My Facebook is la la la. But yeah, the Paul Lynn page is so much fun. And let's see, that is okay, hold on. Paul Lynn, okay, there's the Michael page. So you go there. What the hell? Hold on. I see what I'm doing. No, I see what I'm doing. HTTPS. Da da da. Da da. Facebook.
So I'm just gonna tell everyone because I do have another appointment at 8 o'clock.
No.
But I mean, this has flown by so fast. I love this,
Right.
and now that I've broken my cherry, and I'm not in my head about procrastinating, going, well, why would anyone want to watch me? Because why would they want to hear what I have to say? Well, again,
Right.
thank you, everyone. I think we got up to like 29 people.
No, you hit 30 at one point.
Oh, okay. And there wasn't like a lot of time where I was like, being able, like, I didn't advertise it ahead of time because it was like one of those things where it's Thursday, do it, Lois, do it,
Right.
and then don't think about it. So I did. So now that I'm having the vibe that people want to tune in, then we're gonna definitely want to continue this and make this a regular time. And
no,
again,
it is. It's good for you. I think you attract people, and they come in and they listen. They listen.
Yeah.
And you only just had you put it up this morning, but if you give people a day or so, or what they tell you is, if you're consistent, like they know you're going to be in on Thursday at such and such, or Friday, or you're going to do it twice a week, then people will tune in, you know.
Right.
So,
and I think if 7 p.m. works on Thursday, then again, make a comment if this works for you, and I will book it, Dano. So,
right.
Yeah.
And you'll figure it out. It takes time.
Yeah. There is someone that messaged me a bit ago about some experiences with, I believe it was a cat that passed away, but there was something interesting going on. They didn't go into detail. And I said, well, when I do my shows, why don't you come on? So I'm going to reach out to him and see if he's still interested. And we'll do a whole show on our fur babies that's passed away. So yeah, that'll be really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. Kathleen says that she follows both of us on Facebook. Michael makes you smile with his stories with his beautiful pup, Champers. I think Champers has gone back to bed.
He went back I took him out, he peed, he pooped, and he went back to bed.
Yeah.
He's 17.
Right.
Aww.
Thank you, Lisa. That really does mean a lot. I do truly enjoy what I do. And I love connecting with people, and I love to help and offer them insight so that they themselves can grow and have their best life possible that they can build. So Thank you, Lisa. I really do appreciate
So
that.
Louis, this is your page, not your profile, correct?
This is my spiritual page.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you connect to your profile, like people like Janet will see it.
Well, Janet follows me on my page.
Right. But it all depends if she saw it or not. But
true.
You know what I mean? But once if you decide to upgrade, then you'll be able to do the page and the profile as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool. This was fun, Louis.
Yes. Yes, this was fun. Thank you
so much. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was hitting the wrong thing. I was gonna give you some what was it? I can't find it. Oh, I was gonna give you some fun music to go out with, but I can't find it. So anyway, Louis, this was fun.
It was fun. Thank you so much, everyone. It flew by so much. Please, please, please. First of all, thank you for all the birthday wishes. I know that, like Brandon just said, happy birthday and all that sort of thing. And I truly appreciate that you taking some time out and connected with me. I love connections. And I will make this a regular thing, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, and wherever else in the world you are, check your local listings. And so thank you, Michael, for...
You're welcome, Louis. It was fun. I popped your StreamYard cherry.
You sure did. And now I need to go spend some more money and upgrade this baby.
Indeed.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you next week.
So you'll see when you click off. Tell me when.